If I said Tua's health is the single biggest X factor in the entire AFC, is that ridiculous?
No, it's not ridiculous at all, because I'll tell you this, if Tua can play upwards of 15 games, 16 games, be healthy going on into the playoffs, the Miami Dolphins legitimately will win the AFC East, and they will play in the AFC title game if he is healthy. This offense is explosive. They can run the football. They've got playmakers all over the defensive side of the ball. That's not ridiculous at all. The single biggest factor in the AFC in terms of how far this football team goes.
If he's healthy right now, I think they have as good a chance to be in the Super Bowl as anyone.
Do you agree? Well, if you're a Miami Dolphins fan, of course you agree. We all know that if Tua Tagovailoa goes down, especially if he goes down in the early part of the season, the Miami Dolphins season is pretty much toast. What if I told you that I basically predicted that Tua would go down last August? And many of you heard me say it and didn't even realize it. In fact, I didn't realize it myself. I've been going back and looking at some of my footage from last year, and I stumbled upon an episode that I did right after the preseason game with the Philadelphia Eagles last year on August 27th. Here's what I said on my show the very next day on August 28th. Take a listen. This year could go up in smoke just like that. And what may cause that to go up in smoke is an injury to Tua Tagovailoa. Through all the accolades I've seen in the press, from everything I've seen, nobody really has talked about the one big mistake that he made yesterday in his brief time on the field. And that one mistake could have been pretty much the end of the Dolphins season. Tua took a sack that didn't need to happen, and he got hit pretty hard. And if he's going to finish this season healthy, he's got to make sure that these things don't happen. And what I'm talking is about a big sack that took place where everyone on Twitter was just lambasting Austin Jackson. In fact, in the past, I've lambasted Austin Jackson. But on this particular play, it wasn't AJ who caused the problem. Tua caused this sack, and I'm going to show you exactly how it happened. Without a breakdown, you'd probably miss this play in its entirety. This play, only 6 or 7 seconds long, could have been the end of the Miami Dolphins season. It could have been that bad. I can't imagine Tua going down with a sprained shoulder or any other kind of injury because he caused the sack. So let me break this down step by step, frame by frame, so you can see that it wasn't Austin Jackson's fault whatsoever. This sack was solely on Tua Tagovailoa. He needs to keep his head about him at all times and not take risks. You can't come off the field. It is up to you to stay on the field. That's vitally important. If you're not on the field, the team suffers. Bottom line. So let's jump into this analysis and let me show you how Tua made a huge mistake by taking this sack. So there's a lot of talk about the offensive line, myself included. I give the offensive line a hard time because I don't think they've been up to par, but I think a lot of people misplaced the blame on this sack. But in this sack, which I'm going to play in its entirety right here, this is not the offensive lineman's fault. Let's watch it in real time so I can show you. He steps out, he tries to block the defensive end, and Tua gets sacked. But what you don't see is what really happened. On the snap here, Austin Jackson takes a good first step. He gets out in front of the guy. I like how the guard is looking for the inside stud in case this guy does, some sort of reverse or spin move. He's going to be there in case the guy spins inside. But he rides him outside. Austin Jackson keeps pushing him outside. Right around Tua, there's a pocket protecting Tua so that he can make the throw. It's a clear pocket. He's got time. He's not rushed. His pocket presence should tell him, I've got a certain amount of time to get this ball off or out. I don't need to do a completion. It's only 2nd and 7. If I need to throw this thing away, throw it away. Don't take the sack, Tua. Don't take the sack. And what I mean by don't take the sack, right now, Tua is in control of what happens on this play. Right here, he gears up the throw, and that should have been gone. Either throw it to a receiver and see if you can't make a completion, or get out. One of the two. Pulling it down is not an option at this point because there's nowhere to go. You don't know where that guy is coming behind you on your blind side. And the last thing you want to do is step into the rushing lineman. And I'm going to show you the difference. He never saw him coming. See his head turn there at the end? But at that point, it's too late. Let's look at this from a close-up angle. So right here, 48's off the ball. Austin Jackson engages with him. You can see the guard. The guard right here is looking. He's looking to see if this guy's going to do a spin move and try to come inside. When he doesn't see that happen, he knows he doesn't have to worry about it. He knows that Austin Jackson has things under control, and then he's going to push this guy out of Tua's way. So here's where the problem comes in. He's got the guy beat. He's pushing him. He's at least 5 or 6 yards deep with his man. But I want you to notice Tua's step here. He gets ready to throw. You can see Tua keeping his feet moving. But instead of throwing the ball or throwing it away, watch his next step. His next step is actually into the rushing defender. Here it is. Look at this step right here. Right at this point, Tua has made the wrong decision. He steps into the defender, and it wasn't until after he made that step that he looked to his left. Here it comes, and he doesn't see it right there, boom. And now he sees, oh crap, I made the wrong decision. Yes, you did, Tua. This one's on you. Right at this point right here, that ball should have been gone, either to a potential receiver or out of bounds. No doubt about it. You take that first step, and that first step puts you in his path. Look at that. So he had protection. Tua, your pocket presence broke down on this one, and then you paid the price. You see that? The offensive tackle did his job. He's at least 5-6 steps deep. Tua, you need to step up, which you did. You're ready to throw the ball. You had the time to get rid of it, but you pulled it down because of coverage instead of throwing it away. And then you stepped into the defensive player's path, and he ate you out. That was it. All over. I can't believe what I saw in that video. I said that by extending plays, Tua was going to get himself in trouble and possibly get hurt. And unfortunately, we all saw that happen a few times last season. Going into this season, it's obvious that Tua cannot be worried about extending plays. I gotta believe you agree with that as well. So how is Tua doing this preseason in regards to knowing that he needs to get rid of the ball and not look to extend plays? Check out this cut from my Tua Tuesday show last week.
You know, our defense gives us the opportunity to continue to read it out, to extend plays. It also gives the guys...
That's what I wanted to hear. I don't like that. You see, if you're trying to tell your quarterback, don't extend the play. If it's not there, get rid of it. If it's not there, just, like I said, throw it to the cheerleader, do whatever you need to do. It's over. Don't get into the mindset of extending the play, what he just said. I've watched tape after tape after tape, and I don't understand why nobody's blowing the whistle. If you want that mindset of don't extend, then don't do it in practice. Hey, you just got touched. Stop. Everybody stop. Play is over, because we don't want Tua getting that muscle memory that just go ahead and extend the play. That's where I think he gets into trouble. We know that's where he gets into trouble, but he just said that's what we're doing in preseason.
In the back end, an opportunity to continue to, play within a broken down play or...
Yeah, but you're not going to see that in the season. I don't understand that entire aspect of what Mike McDaniel is doing. Hey, listen, although this probably was a sack in real football, we're in practice, so we're going to extend it and let Tua move around and get outside the pocket and see if he can't throw it 30 yards because the fans are out here looking at what Tyreek's doing and we want to see if he's got the... No, if that's what you want, don't have any rushers. But if you're trying to simulate game play, what the hell are you doing telling this kid to extend the play? Don't get mad at me. Again, he said it. The job isn't the results, it's to extend the play and see what... Whoa, hey, we don't want you extending shit. If Jalen comes in or Chubb comes in and they tap you on the shoulder, done, over, done. I don't care that Tyreek and Waddle are running around there and there's fans in the stands looking for a long pass. It's over. You're giving everybody a false pretense here. That play is dead. And we don't want you dead. We don't want you buried on a play because you're extending it so we can see what the pass is going to be or what the coverage is going to be. Nope, you can't do that because you know what? Your offensive line sucks and he wouldn't be able to practice. That's the problem. These guys are getting destroyed by Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb. They have to pull them off the field because otherwise there wouldn't be any practice. Think I'm wrong? Go look at some of the plays some of these people have been posting and look who's actually on the field. They pull Jalen and they pull Chubb so that they can get passes off. I'm looking at these two guys on the sideline. I'm like, this isn't real. The two best guys are sitting here, holding hands and talking and playing around. And you got some scrubs out there and you have to extend the play for them. Think about that.
If, quarterback escapes the pocket,
No. Here, well, I don't know if you guys look at press conferences like I do, but when I heard that, I was like literally screaming, no. We don't want you trying to escape the pocket. That's his muscle memory. That's what's going to get him in trouble. That's what my concern is. Yeah, you guys have to understand. I'm listening to his words and he's excited about extending the play and moving outside the pocket. I'm like, oh, hell no. You didn't learn from last year. Mike McDaniel didn't learn from last year. If you're going to allow Tua to extend the play and move around out there, Tom Brady, Hall of Famer, doesn't do that. It's insane. You just went through a season where this kid got knocked silly a couple times and you're doing the exact same thing. If we're extending the play or if I got to move around outside the pocket, Wait, what are we looking at? Now, I understand some of you guys who might be new to me understand I call it like I see it. I didn't say the words. I react to what somebody says. And Barry, he didn't mean it like that. Don't tell me what he meant then. What did he mean by extend the play and move around outside the pocket? Oh, he's just talking about in practice. Okay, so that muscle memory that he's doing from now until September isn't going to happen when we get to the season. Is that what you're saying? No. Remember this presser where he says they're not stopping the play on sacks because they want to see what happens, and they're letting him extend the plays and move around outside the pocket. I hope I'm not playing this one press conference part come October.
Tough is it to live to see another play? Just throw a ball.
Perfect question. What we've been talking about for the last 15 minutes. How tough is it to just throw the ball away? Live to see another day was actually what the reporter said. How tough is it to live to see another day? Hold on to your hats.
Ball away if it ain't there. How tough is that? Because you like to extend plays.
Yeah, it's always tough to live to see another play. It's always tough. We want to do good. We all want to have the big play. We want to get the ball completed to the right guys, the open guys. But that's tough. It's just tough.
I told you that it was going to be tough to hear the answer to that question. I don't know who he needs to talk to. Maybe instead of jiu-jitsu, he should have spent months and months with Tom Brady. Greasy, Marino. These guys didn't sit down and say to him, tough. No, what's tough? Let me tell you what's tough, Tua. What's tough is watching you get carted off the field. What's tough is your wife seeing you get carted off the field. What's tough is having to have you not there for a few games. What's tough is not knowing if you're going to be available for X or Y game. That's tough. Throwing the ball away? It's not tough. It should never be tough. You are going into your 5th year. You stand to make $250+ million. That would be the easiest friggin' decision I've ever made. Hey guys, I'm sorry, but I had to air it out because I'm not going to take the hit. I'm going to throw the ball away. That, what you just heard, is the scariest part of this press conference. And I'm sure some of you might not be here next week because I pointed it out. I'm one of the few guys that you're going to hear point this kind of shit out. His words, not mine. Didn't make him up, not misconstruing. He said it's tough. It's tough not extending the play. It's tough not throwing the ball away. Are you freaking kidding me? Dude, you got your noggin bounced around 3 or 4 times, depending on who you listen to. Yeah, all you have to do is understand, live for another play. It didn't work. Take the incompletion and wait for the next play. You got a genius offensive coordinator / head coach, right? Yes, we all believe that. They don't need you to go out there and make magic on every single play. Don't need it. But you just heard him say, yeah, it's tough. I can't do it. It's very tough on me to just throw the ball away.
I don't know how else to explain that.
We as fans don't need Tua to explain anything to us. We all just need him to figure it out. Throw the damn ball away. Don't try to extend plays. Live to see another play. If he doesn't make that an integral part of his learning as a professional football player, we may be seeing a replay of last year. No one wants to see that. I'm sure Tua doesn't want to see that. I know his wife doesn't want to see that. His family doesn't want to see it. His teammates don't want to see it. His coaches don't want that to happen. And none of us fans want to see it either. In order for Tua Tagovailoa to survive this entire season, he has to understand that trying to extend plays is his kryptonite. He just got to stay away from it. Join me tonight at 7 p.m. as I go live with this week's Tua Tuesday. I even have some coaches on that are saying the same thing. Don't bother extending the plays. Click the tile right here to be notified when I go live. I'll see you tonight. Fins up.
Is anybody catching on to this Barry guy?